This is the Dallas Morning News. It's Tuesday, October 29th. It will be cloudy, windy, and humid in Dallas today with a high of 88. The clouds and humidity will linger tonight with a low of 71. Here are today's headlines. Arlington nuns embroiled in a months-long feud with the Fort Worth bishop have been dismissed from their Catholic order and religious life. That's according to an announcement by the nuns' Vatican-appointed leader. In a statement published Monday, Mother Marie of the Incarnation wrote the nuns are no longer members of the Order of Discalced Carmelites, to which they belonged. The nuns have reverted to the lay state by their own actions. The letter does not mention excommunication, instead indicating they could return as nuns if they repent. An attorney for the nuns did not immediately respond to a phone call Monday from the Dallas Morning News. It was unclear what the dismissal means for the nuns moving forward. The statement comes 1 month after the nuns reopened the monastery to the public for prayer and daily mass and announced they were associating with the Society of St. Pius X, a breakaway traditionalist Catholic group. In response, Fort Worth Bishop Michael Olson warned members not to worship with or provide financial support to the nuns and that doing so would amount to scandalous disobedience. In other news, conflicting letters were released Monday by separate family members linked to the case of an East Texas man who was set to be executed earlier this month after he was convicted of killing his 2-year-old daughter. 57-year-old Robert Roberson was sentenced to death in 2003 for reportedly shaking his daughter Nikki Curtis. He was scheduled to be executed by lethal injection October 17th in Huntsville, but was spared by an 11th-hour novel legal move in which a state House committee subpoenaed him to testify. A 9-hour hearing took place October 21st, but Roberson did not testify as negotiations to bring him to the state capitol rather than him appearing via teleconference were unsuccessful. The case garnered international attention because lawmakers say if Roberson is put to death, he would be the first person in the country executed in a shaken baby syndrome case. It gained additional attention because Roberson, if allowed to appear in front of the committee, would be the first condemned prisoner in Texas to testify before state lawmakers. State officials and lawmakers have publicly butted heads in recent weeks, including Governor Greg Abbott saying the committee stepped out of line to delay Roberson's execution, and Attorney General Ken Paxton publishing a statement after the hearing releasing documents to correct falsehoods he said the committee amplified. A new execution date could be set in Roberson's case, but under Texas law, it could not take place until about 90 days after a judge sets a new date, pushing the possible execution to at least 2025. Next up, a Texas man faces felony charges after allegedly punching a poll worker last week when he was told to remove a hat supporting former President Donald Trump. The man, identified as Jesse Lutzenberger, was released on bond Friday. It's illegal to wear political clothing at the polls. In North Texas, a voter in Collin County was turned away on the first day of early voting this year for wearing a hat in support of Trump. Lutzenberger arrived at the Bexar County polling center on Thursday in a red MAGA or Trump baseball cap. After being told he had to remove his cap in the voting area, Lutzenberger did and proceeded to cast a ballot. He then put the cap back on before leaving. The clerk followed him and again told him to remove the hat while inside the building. As the clerk escorted him out of the library, Lutzenberger allegedly threw an elbow or an arm back toward the clerk and then turned to punch him in the face multiple times. The election worker, identified as a 69-year-old man, was treated at the scene and returned to his election post at a San Antonio library on Friday. Lutzenberger was arrested on felony charges of assaulting an elderly person and could face additional charges. And after a long day of work, Jesus Moreno and Deira Medrano come home to the house they recently bought in the Terrell area to relax and enjoy the evening with their 6-month-old baby. The couple are part of the phenomenon that is changing the face of the real estate market in Texas. According to the Urban Institute, Latinos will represent over 70% of the residential real estate purchasing power in the U.S. in the next 20 years. This means that 4.8 million new homeowners will come from the Latino community. Diana Sifuentes, a real estate agent with more than 2 decades of experience in North Texas and a member of the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals, said that for Latinos, buying a home is the epitome of fulfilling the American dream. Thanks for listening. For more on today's stories and for the latest breaking news, visit dallasnews.com. And don't forget to check out the Dallas Morning News Rewards Program for our virtual events. For more info on upcoming events, please visit rewards.dallasnews.com. Enjoy your day, and I'll be back tomorrow with more from the Dallas Morning News.